everybody. Great to be here, and thank you for your time. What did you think to my new toy, my 30-second countdown toy? I'm not quite sure. I think the jury's out at the moment. It was almost like it was snowing backwards. It was all going uphill. But anyway, let's hope we're all, moving up that hill to prosperity and success and all the things that we want in life. So anyway, thank you for being here. My name is Steve Mills. If we've only just met, this is the first time we spoke. Fantastic for you to be here. I really, my goal in this session is to make sure that you get a good return on investment from your time in being here. And I'm going to be talking to you today about, I don't know, I'd say probably one of the most popular forms of marketing amongst really small businesses, and that is networking. I know other businesses do it, and I know there's sort of several types of networking, really. There's like your network, the people that your relationships, your personal relationships, your business relationships, your customers, your prospects, and all those. What I'm focusing on this one is the more, I suppose, formal business networking. I'm talking about events. That could be anything from a BNI to a Chamber of Commerce to for networking, and a dozen or probably hundreds more different ones that I've not mentioned. But you get the idea. It's where you turn up, you sit down, you probably eat a breakfast or drink some wine or have lunch or whatever it is. At some point you maybe get up and do a 1-minute presentation about your business, that type of thing. So, excuse me. So welcome everybody. I've got a few notes, so if you see me looking down, that's just what I'm looking at. So firstly, I just wanted to say this, and it's a bit of a controversial subject, especially for somebody who's spent 28 years in marketing, and that is marketing doesn't always work. Now, I know you'll be absolutely shocked to hear that, but it is true. It doesn't always work. But do you know, one of the biggest problems I see with businesses, it's lack of sustainability, probably a better word for it actually is persistence. They often behave, I do a lot of work with coaches and consultants, advisors, trainers, and people in what I'd loosely call the helping industry. And I see people behaving like little butterflies, flitting from one thing to another. They tell me, I've tried Facebook advertising, Steve, but it doesn't work. And I said, well, what do you do? And they said, well, I boosted a post a couple of times for £5. So I spent £10 and Facebook advertising doesn't work. Give me a break. That's just not true. Or I've been to this networking event. I went to XYZ networking event, and, I went twice and I didn't win any business. So I gave up and don't go there anymore. It takes time. It's like being good at something. It's like if you want to, can you see that? There you go. If you see that amazing muscle there, if I want to grow that muscle, I can't go down the gym a couple of times and then go, do you know what? It's no bigger than it was 2 days ago. It's not going to work. That'd be stupid, wouldn't it? And yet business owners, people responsible for marketing in small businesses do that all the time. So you've got to be persistent at this. And I think that's probably true with networking. There's no point really going, turning up at a Chamber of Commerce and then going, well, that was a waste of time. Didn't win any business tonight, not going there anymore. You might as well stay at home, probably. You're probably not going to win business on your first night. And do you know what? That probably applies right across the board. Your first sales call that you make, people say, well, selling on the phone, that's old hat. Or sending out letters, through the post. Or some of the modern stuff like remarketing and pay-per-click advertising and so on and so forth. It's still not easy to do. If you do it and you stick at it and you get better at it and you learn how to do it, chances are you'll reap the rewards. But a lot of people, as I say, try something and then go on and try something else. So that was just a comment. So let's talk about networking. Firstly, want to talk about networking as a concept. and as a mindset almost. One of the things that I'm really opposed to in marketing that relates to networking is I all the time meet people who tell me this. They say, I don't do marketing, I just rely on networking. Or I don't do marketing, I just rely on referrals. Now, the truth of the matter is, if they're going networking, then they are doing marketing. Networking is part of marketing. So is winning business from referral or word of mouth. So is winning repeat business from their current customers. That's all part of your marketing. Let me be clear on that. However, here's the problem. If you just rely on networking, so you're going to, your weekly networking events or whatever it is you do, you are basically leaving a massive, and I mean massive, pot of gold sitting there with you not asking for it and just waiting for it to be claimed. What do I mean? I mean that, you're not doing Google ads, which you could be. You're not really posting on social media. You're probably doing that, once a blue moon, once a fortnight, once a month, or maybe a couple of times a week, who knows, but you're certainly not doing enough. You're basically relying on one stream of income, one way of winning business. And that way is okay. If you look, you look at your networking. If you're one of these people who just says, networking's the best, BNI is everything or whatever, then, you look at what you're doing and understand what results are. I was talking to a guy recently, and he said to me, oh no, I don't really do any marketing. We win all our business from word of mouth, and it's great. It's great. We go networking. We win a lot of business from word of mouth, and it's all about your network. I said, oh right. So tell me, what do you turn over right now? And he said £35,000. Now, I don't know. I said, oh, what's the goal? What do you want to turn over? He said, well, I'd like to get it more closer to, $250,000. I said, okay. He was a coach, and I said, okay, how long have you been going? He said, oh, about 6 years. 6 years, and he's got to 35 grand going networking. Wasn't great, was it? And so whilst it sounds as though I'm negative to networking right now, I'm not. I want to be clear about that. But I am negative to anybody who thinks networking is the be all and end all and is the only way of marketing and everything else doesn't work. When I say I'm negative to it, I mean, I just feel sorry for them, really, because they're, as I've said, missing out on a pot of gold, a whole load of leads and sales and business that they could be winning, but they're not, because they've got the blinkers on and they can only see that bit there, that next networking event that they turn up to. Now, here's the problem. When they turn up, they're not very good. And I know, I'm being controversial here, but I'm also being absolutely honest. They turn up and they're not very good. What do I mean? Well, often, if you look at how they're dressed, they don't dress to impress anybody. They turn up in a pair of scuffy old jeans and a t-shirt, and they're a consultant or an advisor. Now, I know that, times have changed a little bit. Back 10 years ago, I would have only turned up in a suit and tie and, looking, the bit. Now, I can't remember the last time I put a suit on. But I still, if I'm going to a networking event or going to any event, really, I want to look the part. I want to look smart and behave in the appropriate way. So it's really important, I think, to look the part when you're going to any networking event. Then when they get there, what do? They walk in the door. They pay their money or whatever it is and register that they're there. And then they look for somebody who's on their own, or perhaps somebody that they know. and they spend the next quarter of an hour talking to the local feng shui expert or life coach. And actually their target market are IT directors. So what I encourage people to do is to ask the person on the door, if you could have a list of the people who are here, or if you could at least see the list. And then when you find that you've got 4 IT directors in the room, you ask the person on the door to tell you who are the 4 IT directors, and I wonder whether you could introduce me to those 4 people. So there might be 50 people in the room, and there's only 4 people really, ultimately, as far as winning business is concerned. And that's why you're there, basically. It's not to network. And this BS about it's not the people in the room, it's the people they know. Is it BS? Probably not 100%, but the truth of the matter is the chances are you're going to win business from the people that you meet, not the people that know people that you meet. Again, that's not entirely true, but certainly in my experience, it's been probably true most of the time. It's probably the 80-20 rule. If you go networking over the next year, 80% of your business will probably come from the people in the room, 20% from elsewhere. And I appreciate some businesses that varies, and I accept that. But I think as a standard, that's pretty much the case. So we've entered the room, we look the part, we've found out who we want to talk to. Now we've got to go and talk to them. The question is, what are we going to say? What are we going to say when we get there? Well, there's the old, building rapport and, how do you get here? Whereabouts you from? What do you do? And so on and so forth. All those good questions that we ask. But at some point in the conversation, and this could be, I don't know, while you stood around in groups before the event, it could be when you get to do your 1 minute, where you stand up, hi, my name is this, and this is what I do. It could be that bit. But what I want you to do is to try to really nail this next bit, this 1 minute. When somebody says, what do you do, Steve? I've got to have a really, really good answer to that. Because if I haven't, and I just try and wing it, or I come up with some cutie pie little funny little rhyming BS, then, I'm probably not going to really win any business. So this is what I say. Well, actually, before I tell you what I say, let me give you some structure to it. So this is what I think you need to work on. So you need to write this bit down. Okay. And this is important. This could make you thousands and thousands of additional pounds from networking over the next year. In fact, it could make you money away from networking. This is really, really powerful. So it's this. I work with people who, and then you fill in the blank. Okay. Some of them are like this. Others are like that. And a few are like something else. Now, the key here is understanding what is their biggest problem. What is the biggest problem that your target market have got? Let me tell you mine. The biggest problem my clients have got is they haven't got time to do their own marketing. The other big problem that they've got is that they don't understand and get this digital marketing. They hate it. They don't get it at all. People tell me all the time, well, I'm on LinkedIn, but I don't really know what to do. And then the third one is the one that I was talking about earlier, and that is that they've historically relied on referral. They've relied on word of mouth. They've not really grown their business to any extent, and now they really want to. So they're those 3 problems. Let me now give you my version of what I'd say at a networking event. So it would go something like this. Hi, my name's Steve Mills. I work with coaches, consultants, trainers, and other business owners, helping them with 3 problems. The first problem is a lack of time. They don't have time to do their own marketing. Second problem is they don't have an understanding of modern digital marketing methods. They just don't like it, they don't want to learn it, and they don't get it. And so they finish up not using it. The third problem that they have is that they've survived using referral and a little bit of networking. And now they're really frustrated because they want to now take their business to the next level and they don't really know what to do. Does any of that ring any bells with you? If it does, come and talk to me afterwards. Thanks very much for listening. That is it. Now, I might add my website in there and stuff like that, but that is incredibly, incredibly powerful, guys. It really is. It's identifying the three biggest problems your market's got, almost putting them in order, which I probably did there. I definitely did. They're the three biggest problems. And then I love the bit on the end there where you say, does that ring any bells? Or I don't suppose that rings any bells with people in the room, but if it does, then please please come and talk to me. Or, if I'm talking in a group, I'd say, I don't know whether that rings any bells with you, but if it does, I'm happy to have a chat. And they go, oh, well, nearly everybody goes, oh, yeah. They often say, oh, yeah, it's all three of them. So that's far better than some, made up little rhyme or something like that. So, that I think is really important. Another important thing is business cards. People often, it amazes me how many times I turn up at a networking event and the people in the room have not got a business card. Give me a break. I know, digital everything, but, get yourself, there we go, get yourself some good quality. There we are. That's me. Yeah. Good quality business cards. Name on the back, fully utilized. Oh, sorry, I can't show it you. There we go. You can tell I'm on a green screen here, but there you go. So, get yourself that. I've actually got, I was just looking for it now. I can't find it in my wallet, but I've got somewhere no, it's not in my wallet. Okay, I've got somewhere a plastic one. It's really cool, and all you do with it is touch somebody's phone and it uploads all the contact details into that phone. How cool is that? That is really cool, I think. And you can get those. I think I bought mine on Facebook. Can't remember what it's called now, but I'll put something in the notes below, and perhaps you can go and take a look at that. It's really good. It just uploads everything: name, address, telephone number, website, everything that you'd have potentially on your business card. And yeah, it's a pretty good one. Okay, so have I missed anything? Yes, I have. I've missed the most important thing. Let me ask you a question. Have you ever been to a networking event? You've met, somebody, you met a group of people, you shook hands, you had a nice conversation, you exchanged business cards, and that was the last time you ever heard from that person. I know I have. In fact, I would say I have been to, I'm going to say close on 1,000 networking events over the last 28 years. That may be an exaggeration. It may be 500 out either way. I'm not really sure, but I've certainly been to a lot. And I can tell you in round figures how many times someone has followed up with me within 24 hours after the event. Guess what it is? What would you think that would be? In round figures, you're probably guessing, and you'd be absolutely right. 0, not one at all, ever. And these are people that, supposedly there to network and win business. Now, what am I saying? I'm saying that all the money, or virtually all the money, is made after the event. It's not made during the event. It's made after the event by following up with people and booking meetings. That's where the money is. And that's where people forget. They don't keep in touch. So my question to you is, what is your networking follow-up strategy? Shall I tell you what mine is, just to give you an idea? So first thing, within half an hour, they're going to get a phone call. End of the event. Sorry, I said that wrong. Within half an hour, they're going to get an email. They're going to get an email saying, great to meet you at the XYZ event. I'll follow up, I'll give you a shout soon, I'll follow up soon, something like that. So really informal, not trying to sell them anything. I then try the same day to send them something of value. So what could that be? Well, it could be for me, it could be an invite to an event. It could be a video for them to watch. It could be a report that I've written. If we had a conversation about pay-per-click advertising, then I might send them my pay-per-click advertising report, so they can get an understanding of that and so on. So I'll send them something. So I immediately go and try and help them, even before, I've even spoken to them about what I can do. And then I call them. And we have a brief conversation. I've got a script for that, of the questions I ask. I've not got time to go through that right now, but I do have that. And then I book a meeting. Normally that's a Zoom meeting. It's normally 45 minutes. I call it a results awareness meeting, and they can book that. And that's it, really. That's what I do. So, if you're looking to grow your business, and you want to become better at networking, you want to become better at SEO, you want to become better at email marketing, better at each and every element of your business. That's what I've been doing. That's what I've been helping people to do with fantastic results. My belief is that I want to help you to turn your annual income into monthly income. That's my goal, full stop. If you're turning over, I don't know, let's say 50 grand a year, turn over 50 grand a year. It's like, how can we turn it into 500? Now you might say to me, do you know what, Steve? I really don't want that. I'd be really happy to get to 200, and that's fine, but my belief is that my goal, I've always believed since I was a professional table tennis player, that, you need to aim high. So my goal in my business is in the next 12 months to turn my annual income into my monthly income. If that's yours and you'd be interested in having a conversation, then probably the easiest thing to do is to book a free one-to-one meeting with me. We can discuss your business results, what results you want, and really how to get there. So if you want to do that, just simply go to my website, steve-mills.com, and get it booked in. If you click on one of those gold buttons, you'll find access to me and my diary, and you can book in. It's as simple as that. What do you think to the thing down below? It's pretty cool, eh? It's another of my new toys. This is the first time anybody's seen it. So hopefully there's no typos there, because knowing me, there could be. But anyway, yeah, so, if that's of interest, if you're still here, then go and get yourself booked in for a meeting. You probably gather from my sort of persona and attitude, this is not going to be a hard sell. This is going to be me genuinely helping you with your marketing, with your networking, or whatever it is you need help with. I'll give you some great advice to help you improve your return on investment, because that's what it's all about. It's not about having a better looking website. That people can help you with that. I can help you to get more leads and convert more of those leads into sales. I've been doing it for 28 years. I've been working with thousands of businesses in hundreds of industries. I've worked all over the world. I've written 4 books on marketing, and I'm acknowledged as an expert in what I do. So that's it. Thank you ever so much for listening. By the way, I'm doing these every day. So, please feel free to tune in every day at 12:30. And if you can, if you'd be kind enough to share this or like it, comment on it, I'd really appreciate it. So thanks very much, and speak soon. Maybe actually, no, I'm not doing one tomorrow. Today is the day before Easter, so I'll be back again on Tuesday. So anyway, thanks ever so much for listening.